Morning guys, welcome back to another daily market outlook. So EURUSD has pushed up slightly higher. If we just quickly go into the 4-hour, first of all, we can very clearly see that from that level of demand over here, which is not necessarily a strong level of demand, we have pushed up higher in towards this area of supply. So this area of supply broke the fractal low over here. We saw a big push in towards the downside from it. Now, as you can see this morning, we've tapped in towards that area of supply. So what I'm now trying to identify is, are we going to see a push down lower, or are we going to break that level of supply, boom, and then push up higher, being bullish on the 4-hour time frame? Now, focusing on the 15-minute time frame for today, what can we see? Well, first of all, the 15-minute time frame is bearish from this high in towards this low. So the fact that we're pulling back isn't necessarily a bad thing. If we draw in the overall premium versus discount tool, what we can see is that we haven't even reached the 50% pullback mark yet. For the rest, we've been building a lot of liquidity underneath these lows, and it does seem like we're going to start grabbing these liquidity lows very, very soon. Yesterday, we had this liquidity high over here. So this one, as you can see, these highs, tried to take out that high, failed to do so. So what happens? You see this push up, and then straight away a bearish reaction, pretty strong one. However, overall, the bullish momentum continued, and we've now seen a further upside push in towards this 4-hour area of supply, which also has some 15-minute areas of supply stacked in it. So what I'm going to be identifying this morning is, for example, are we going to break this low over here on the 15, see a pullback, then confirmation with another low break? Then I'll be happy to look for that potential short in towards the downside. Otherwise, I just see us kind of like trickling up and up and up. And then I'll be keeping my eyes open, for example, to take out this liquidity high over here. Okay, so that is pretty much the game plan for EURUSD. Still identifying shorts, but yeah, unless we kind of see a shift or a real strong shift on the 4-hour, that is when my bias will shift towards a long. So that's EURUSD. Going in towards, let's say, dollar index first. So the dollar index itself is now inside this area of demand, hence why I'm potentially looking for that EURUSD short. From here, we should now continue up higher. That would make sense, as this is the 4-hour area of demand, which took out this 4-hour area of supply. So looking for those potential longs in towards the upside on the dollar. Going in towards Aussie dollar, what are we seeing there? So Aussie dollar actually pushed down lower yesterday after grabbing the liquidity. So it was a spot on analysis yesterday. As you can see, this liquidity high got taken out. Straight away after that, we saw that strong reversal in towards the downside, breaking this fractal low over here. So that now means that inside of here, we have an area of supply. It's not an extremely strong area of supply, and I would have preferred us to see a push in towards this area of 4-hour supply, and then from there start seeing that shift downwards, because now I still see potential for Aussie dollar to push in towards this area of supply, and then, for example, to see its real push down. But obviously, this morning, we could start selling off from this 4-hour area of supply. So looking for sell-off from here or from here. That is my main game plan for the day. Going into the 15, I think it will seem pretty similar. You can pretty much see that the overall trend did in fact shift over here. So we got this over here, where we kind of have that squeezing formation in towards the highs, break of the low, and now this is, let's say, the high, this is the low. So let's see if we can also get kind of like a double break on Aussie dollar, and then start looking for those shorts. Otherwise, we could just start trickling up higher and higher in towards that 4-hour area of supply. Let's go to pound dollar, so GBPUSD here on the 4-hour. So what is going on? So first of all, GBPUSD yesterday hasn't really moved that much. Obviously, we took out, let's say, this high over here. So that means that this became the fractal low, and just focusing on this range. So now this buy for the sell, there is some supply inside of it. So what I'm looking for is a potential short inside of it. And this would align again with the dollar index being inside demand. And if the dollar index is bullish, that means pound dollar down. So yeah, focusing on a potential short inside of there. If we break this high, then I do think we're just going to start pushing up higher and higher on pound dollar. And then we'll just move back in towards, let's say, that supply zone. So go into the 15. What are we seeing here? So yeah, on the 15, pretty much, it's a little bit messy. But what I'll be looking at is, let's say we break this fractal low. Can we see a double break again? Just confirmation of that the trend has actually flipped bearish. Then I'll be happy to look for a short in line with that was explaining on the 4-hour time frame. Quickly go into the daily and you'll understand as well. Obviously, we are inside daily demand, but overall, we have seen a beautiful correction on the daily with a one high, second high, and then a third high. And obviously, the daily is also still bearish, right? With one big impulse correction, and it would make sense to see a further push downwards, especially after this 1, 2, 3. So let's keep an eye on the 4-hour and what it does if the 4-hour is able to respect that high. Now going in towards NZDUSD, what are we seeing here? So go into the daily real quick. We just missed out on this area of supply, which I was looking to get hit. But yeah, I mean, we're still looking bullish in some sense, in the sense that actually this is still your fractal low. And this range is now supporting price. So let's see, I wouldn't mind to still see one more leg up and then start looking for the shorts. In my opinion, it's still a little bit too early to look for those shorts. However, if you do look at the 4-hour, it would make sense, for example, to pull back in towards this demand zone or this demand zone. But again, it's not very high probability to just go short at this moment in time. Let's see if the 1-hour is a little bit more favorable. Oh, it's not really anything structural going on. Obviously, we do have some supply here. If you do want to take that short, but then again, you're trading inside of this demand zone over here. So it's not very clean. When you kind of have all those demand zones and the supply zones opposite of each other, then I just tend to focus on the 4-hour and the daily to keep it clean. And then based on the 4-hour and the daily, I mean, at least you want that daily supply hit and then look for that short. So let's wait for that. Now going in towards gold. So XAUUSD, looking for longs, guys, looking for longs. We've been consolidating since Monday pretty much inside of this rangy price action. Go into the 1-hour, also not that clean. 15-minute, also not that clean, just moving sideways, as you can see, guys. So not going to try and do too much on this pair for now. I would still prefer just to grab liquidity underneath this low and then start reversing in towards the highs. Otherwise, if you do want to take that long, I mean, yesterday we did see that change of character internally. So just focusing on this, that was the change of character bearish. Then this was the change of character bullish. So that now means that this is your low and this is your high. So go into the 1-hour, then you can see that we are trading in a bullish range essentially. So if you want to trade any potential long, just wait and see how we react to this. Kind of like area of consolidation. Can we break the highs and then maybe get in along? That is what I would advise. But for the rest, nothing too much. As you guys can see, we are just moving sideways here. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you a fantastic day and speak soon.